the Braves, and a save there, and they score! So here's Latham with a shot, and he scores! And he drives it in, walking in, he shoots and scores! Mustangs draw first one. Teresic gets a shot, and scores! 4-4. Lachlan going to the net, shoots, and he scores! And then towards Cox. Cox gets the shot away, Davis makes the save. No, it's in! It's in! Goes over the lead!
Live from O'Brien Group Arena in Melbourne, this is AIHL TV. The regular season is brought to you by Air Canada, who offer the only daily and non-stop service to Vancouver. For details, visit aircanada.com.au. Owners are a direct infrastructure investor with a portfolio worth in excess of $50 billion. ATC Productions, your live event technical provider. And APA Group, delivering Australia's energy.
It's Friday night and O'Brien Group Arena is the place to be for the biggest game in town. It is the second Melbourne Derby of the 2018 season between the Melbourne Eyes and the Melbourne Mustangs. And this game and this weekend is a crunch weekend for both sides. Melbourne Eyes, they're on a 5-game losing streak, and that's in uncharted territory for the Ice. And for the Mustangs, they're also on a 6-game losing streak. Mustangs third last in the ladder. Melbourne Ice are second last in the ladder. Mustangs have played 2 more games, so both sides need points. If either side walk away with 0 points from this weekend because they both play the Dogs later up, you can pretty much put a line through them as far as finals calculations go. My name's Michael Clough and I'm joined in commentary today by Steve White. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks, Mike. And as you said, pivotal matchup between these two. Potentially a season-defining weekend for both clubs. I mean, they have the Melbourne Derby, the second one for the year tonight, and then they've got the Sydney Ice Dogs visiting for the weekend tomorrow. The Mustangs will take on them on Saturday. As we take a look at the ATC Productions ladder for the start of week 8, the CBR Brave and Thunder locked in at 21 points apiece. The Thunder have 3 games played more than the CBR Brave. North Stars in third on 18. The Ice Dogs 1 point behind them. Then the Bears, Mustangs, Ice and Adrenaline rounding out the 8. And it's not often that you see both Melbourne clubs, particularly in the last 5 to 6 seasons, in the bottom half of the ladder. But we'll wrap things up here and we'll come back after the on-ice formalities. And it's sure to be a ripper of a game, the second Melbourne Derby for season 2018 here live from the O'Brien Group Arena. As we're just waiting for the carpet to be rolled out. Some hired help. And Jason Bajada will take care of on-ice festivities.
Thank you, gentlemen. And now to sing the national anthem, we have Jade McVeigh. Please be upstanding and remove your hats.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with gold and soil and wealth for toil. Our home is goodbye sea. Our land abounds in nature's gift of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
So the pre-game presentation is all complete and both sides go into their huddles. The second derby for season 2018. The Melbourne Eyes, Melbourne Mustangs, crunch game, crunch weekend for both sides. second last ladder up against third last, and of course the second last team are the reigning champs, the Melbourne Ice. And well, heard Steve before, we're also joining commentary today. We've got the full panel tonight. We're joined by Paul Jaffa-Watson. Welcome, Jaff.
Well, good evening, Michael. Good evening, Steve. And good evening, all those that are viewing in on live stream. We have the game of the underdogs. You know, the last time I saw Melbourne Ice in second last place? 1990. Yeah, I was. 1996. 1996. This is insane. Now we have a very intelligent thing going on there with the two head refs. They were playing paper, rock, scissors to see who drops the puck.
Oh, why not? That's a fair way of doing it.
Yeah, I tell you, tonight, Mustangs go in as clear favourites. There's no doubt in my mind that that's how it should be. Melbourne Ice have got a depleted core. They're -2 of their Australian stars. Matt Armstrong, Tommy Powell, been suspended administratively for not attending the All-Star weekend. It's going to hurt them.
And starting in net for the respective sides, Mikey James for the Melbourne Ice, and Alexei Toivonen gets the start tonight for the Mustangs with Nick Novoselak as his backup. And for Melbourne Ice, James Downey has just arrived back in the country, will be the backup tonight, and it won't surprise me if he gets a start on Sunday against the Sydney Ice Dogs.
Oh, I think he will indeed. And look out, Melbourne Ice, a surprise move. Big Todd Graham's going up forward.
That's going to be an interesting move. Something that Sandy Gardner returning as head coach.
Yep.
For the remainder of the season. So his first official game back in charge after getting announced. The Melbourne Ice win the opening face-off to start the game. As that puck sent deep into the corner. And Scott Corbett trying to get back the point out towards Webster's shot. And it's off the pads there of Toivonen. Kept in there by Anderson. He did well. Mustangs were able to clear. Now Graham, the impromptu forward, gets out towards Corbett, the veteran. And a shot there by Graham, and Toivonen makes a save, and he looks reasonably comfortable as a forward.
Early days. He does play it on a power play. He likes to pinch, but yeah, he was looking forward to the challenge tonight.
It is an aspect of his game that he's brought in the past couple of years. He pinches well.
He does pinch.
So, second Melbourne Derby for season 2018. Second one on a Friday night too. And Friday night hockey was a winner last time, and it looks like it's going to be a winner tonight.
It's not bad.
Absolutely packed here at the O'Brien Group Arena.
I saw them stealing your car in the car park when I got in there.
No, whole $1,500, that'll get him. It's this one shot by Crow, and that's over the crossbar and wide. McMahon chops to the puck there with Marcus Wong. It's flipped up and out of the zone and touched up there. Getting stood up there was Ferguson, back in the lineup, wearing the cage, obviously, after the eye injury. Shot there from Apps, and that's stuffed out there by Mikey James. There's the puck in the corner. Apps cycles the puck, got the winning goal in the last Melbourne Derby against the Melbourne Ice here back in May. As this one rifled back in by Wong, he slips it out now here to Crow, with Ferguson in pursuit. And it's at Delsar now. He's had quite the year, considering he was retired as of last year and decided to step back in the blue and red. That's got to be offside, surely.
Yep.
And Fleming decides not to touch the puck and get back off onside. Well, goes in on the forecheck, still offside. Are the Melbourne Ice as Anderson comes in way too deep. That's going to be intentional all the way.
Yeah.
And we'll have a face-off to the left of Mikey James.
Well, part of that little swap with Sandy Gardner with Todd Graham going up forward. I think we've got Del Cassar playing defence tonight.
Yep. Did you see the change of coaching staff there on the bench? Sandy Gardner, Josh Velez, and Mike Smith.
Mark Smith.
Excuse you.
Yep.
Blackhawks coach should know. He coaches me. He's going to kill me when he watches the broadcast. It's going to be bag skates Tuesday night.
Listen when I tell him what you said about him.
It's now Graham for the Ice. Pass was a poorly thought out one, but they've got away with it. Declan Bronte, another player who's returned from playing overseas, a youngster. Anderson stripped to the puck.
Good forechecking from Melbourne Ice.
And Mustangs just unable to clear at the moment. Along the half wall. Pass Mrs. Jones. Picked up by Webster. To Graham. Drives towards the net. His pass was looking for Anderson, but that was blocked. And it's been cleared by the Mustangs. That will be an icing call. Have a face-off with 12:46 remaining.
Melbourne Ice a little bit sure in their line structure here. They're just feeling each other out. There's a lot of head head wobble going on, and there's not a lot of confidence out there. Mustangs, on the other side of the coin, they look structured, and they know where their fellow players are.
Is that in part because of the changes in the lineup tonight and just the positional changes?
Positional changes.
So from the face-off, it's Joyce who has it now for the Mustangs. Fires it far too high. Now Matt Stringer. Shot off the boards. Swooping on that one was Humphries, lined up by Wong. And we're going to have a penalty call, are we? It's going to be for a hook, and that's from Jeff Scott, the non-officiating referee on that occasion.
I was going to say, he's called that from his own away.
Rob Clark will go to the penalty box.
Was he correct?
It was just off shot there. I didn't see it either, but regardless, the Mustangs off to the power play for the first time this evening. And this one shot the length of the ice all the way back to Alexei Toivonen in goal tonight for the Mustangs. Thought about the backhand. Goes on now here to the whole kick frame of Nikita Kolsnikov's recent arrival for the Mustangs. Poked out there here to Davies. Davies now fires one into the chest of James, and he comfortably saves that. Held into the line there by Kolsnikov. He slips this one out. His opposite point man not in position. It was over the blue line regardless, and O'Kane picks it up at the centre face-off circle. Kolsnikov throws this one in deep. Humphries skates it onto it. Mustangs haven't got a shot on yet, bar that one shot from Davies. Fleming slipped out in front. Picked up there by Anderson. The Mustangs trying to get this one out, and they do. Sorry, the Ice do, and the Mustangs pick it up now here thanks to Toivonen. A little risque there with the stick handling a couple of times now. 11:37 remaining in period number one. Penalty to Rob Clark. 1:05 remaining. Here's Ferguson now, pulls up in the high slot, tried to go through to O'Kane at the back door, and that one's cleared vigorously there by Todd Graham, and Kolsnikovs will have to retreat back here for the Mustangs. Haven't seen a Mustangs defenseman that tall since gentleman from 2015. Name's on the tip of my tongue.
Jack Wilgemuth.
Jack Wilgemuth, correct, thank you. Here's Davies now. Davies skates in, over the line. Davies finds, looking for an outlet. He's got McMahon manning the point, decides against it, throws it across. Here's Ferguson, tried to slip it. Great set up there for the Mustangs. That bounced over the stick of Apps and went into the corner. Wilgemuth, sorry, was 2014. He won the cup and then retired. This one slipped out, and McMahon's going to have to play fetch and maybe chance for one last Mustangs drive as they switch personnel here on this power play. 10:46 remaining, 17 seconds left on the man advantage. As the Mustangs now break out of their own zone through Matt Anderson. Anderson now did well to avoid the check of Crow. Can't get around the long reach there of Dylan Lawrence. It's potted out there by Fleming. The Mustangs lock it in as Clark gets ready to step back on the ice as this one sent back out to the point. McMahon controls it, fires one, and that's about a metre wide there of the net of James. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey as a stiff check thrown there on Clark by Robertson. McMahon prods at the puck. Lawrence in pursuit of him. McMahon gets put into the glass, turns the puck over in the process. Crow going towards the net. A pass, just too much on it for him. And the Mustangs try to take advantage here of a takeaway. Here's Robertson right behind his own goaltender there in Toivonen. And he slips this one out to the near side. And he fires that one. A real giveaway there by the Mustangs as they're in the middle of a change. Wong moved this puck up. Now here come the ice. Slipped across, looking there for Graham. And Toivonen did enough to get the paddle out and snuffed that chance out. Here's Humphries the other way. Humphries now to the outside. Bronte forces him into the boards. He did well enough to create a turnover here for the Melbourne Ice as Hoddick pits it up behind his own nets. Humphries nearly stripped him. Former teammates colliding there. Davies puts the check in, almost forces a turnover of his own, and out come the Melbourne Ice through centre. 1-on-2 now. Here's Anderson. Long try, and that one was wide of Toivonen and no real threat to his net. As cycled in there by Graham. Fed to Anderson. In front is Bronte. Shoots and scores! Might have been tipped in front by Hoddick, but the Melbourne Ice have drawn first blood. It's 1-0.
Look at that setup again. Kolsnikov, the defenseman, had it covered into the corner. His fellow defenseman was puck watching. Melbourne Ice made the best of that opportunity, and Hoddick buried it. Love to see this. This will do their confidence a world of good. Well, that's the finish of it, but prior to that, the hard work was done. Mustangs defence let themselves down there.
Well, Hoddick has certainly claimed it. I suspect that might have come off Davies' stick.
Yeah, it looked like it did, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
But the moral of the story is the Melbourne Ice take an early 1-0 lead, but it's the Mustangs who win the face-off. So Ferguson gets it out towards McCoy, stretch pass. Well, Mustangs are looking to go out wide wherever they can, particularly clearing their defensive zone.
They want to chip it off the boards. That's what they want to do. That's how they're going to penetrate the neutral zone.
Now it's being pinched by Lawrence. Melbourne Ice's leading scorer shoots. Toivonen with the pad save, a timely one. So Ferguson. He's tied up there by Delsar. Getting his feet there was Lawrence. Turned the puck over though. Mustangs haven't been able to clear. Fleming fires, shoots, and a save there by Alexi Toivonen. Pass to the slot. No one was home for the ice, and the Mustangs are able to clear. Ferguson should get there first for the Mustangs, and he does. Into Emmett had no support. Fleming now for the ice. Gets it out towards Anderson. Beautiful move there by Dylan Anderson. He'll take the blue line. Should go for a shot himself. Forced out wide. Shoots. In fact, it was just a little wide. But it would have been great if he finished that off himself.
Well, it was a good pivot.
That will make the replays over and over and over again, I suspect.
Well, it's lucky he's still got his head on his shoulders.
So Anderson, Kachia sends that one in the corner. Toivonen out of his crease. On the half wall, Springer tried to clear, unable to do so. Now a chance for the Mustangs. So Troy Robertson goes into the corner. Mustangs have to retreat to avoid the offside. And the Ice are able to clear. Awkward bounce there for Graham. Gets there first in front of Robinson. He's tied up along the walls to Corbett, to Lawrence.
This is where Todd Graham's good. He can put his body in front of the net for Melbourne Ice.
Toivonen will leave the puck for Troy Robertson.
He's got to skate this out now, Mustangs. Come on. He's got to move your feet. That's better.
Davies was the only place, then the pass in the end hitting the skate of Erzin, who was making his way out to the bench. That was some very awkward looking hockey on that occasion.
But Davis still ended up with the puck.
All's well that ends well. Now the Eyes looking to clear. It's flipped up high and it's going to be a foot race. Kolesnikov leads the race. We'll get it out towards O'Kane, who left it behind. Pass out towards Crow, goes out wide. There's a beautiful setup for the Ice. Shot saved by Toivonen.
Good play by Melbourne Ice there. Good structure, good passing.
Great desperate work there by Alexi Toivonen. To Humphreys, out towards Davies. Takes the blue line and goes out wide. This is a nice setup for the Mustangs, but the shot was wide.
You know what Melbourne Ice are happy to do? They're happy to dump and run. They're happy to send a hard forechecker in and create some pressure on the Mustangs' defence, and it's working at the moment.
Well, they're able to trap it in that attacking zone when they are doing it.
Well, it's because they're putting pressure on the Mustang defence.
So Kolesnikov's the Latvian import for the Mustangs, gets it out towards Humphreys, the Australian representative. To Ferguson. The Joyce will send that one into the corner. Danny will leave that for his captain, Liam Webster. Outlet pass only finds his opposing captain in McMahon. And that's hit the netting, and we'll have a face-off with just under 6 minutes remaining in the first period.
Yeah, and we've been going over 10 minutes of this period. And, oh, look at that. Look at that. We've got the three wise men here. Wondering who is the beardless dude.
Yeah, who is that guy?
Yeah, Stephen White. Well, we're wondering too.
Well, when you've got two warrants out, it's a sacrifice you have to make.
You know what? I'm
Normally people go the other way. They grow a beard when the warrants are out.
No, not Stephen.
No.
I'm going to get into neighbourhood watch right now.
Yeah, I heard about your trip to the Cook Islands was the same there, Jaff, as here's McMahon, sends it across now here to McCoy.
I can see why they killed Cook on that island.
This one sent now here to...
That was Hawaii, was it?
No, it was
Bronte.
Pecan Island.
We'll save the history lesson for after the game, maybe the intermission, fellas, as this one moved out there here by Apps. Gives it back now here to McMahon. On now here to McCoy. 5:32 to go. Here, 1-0 to the Melbourne Ice if you've just tuned in. As McCoy's clearing attempt there is deflected up and picked up there by Bronte. Slings it across there to Delsar. Jammed in the legs there of the linesman. As Delsar muscles McMahon there in front of the penalty box, and both teams use the opportunity to get fresh troops on the ice. Here's the Melbourne Ice captain, Liam Webster. Fires one all the way up that Toivonen has to touch as it was on net. Put into the corner. And dumped there by McCoy was Lawrence, and this one moved back now here by Davies. Davies in over the blue line. Davies to the outside. Fires one, and that's it. And it's in!
What a shot.
Davies found daylight between Michael James and the post. And just like that, the Mustangs have replied. It's 1-1.
Good things happen when you shoot. He's got this move coming in. He skates in from the blue zone. He knows he's going to have to go wide. He sees a gap. and he just blitzes past the defenseman. And
Oh,
no,
yeah,
Mikey James, he should have had that.
Yeah, he got about 40% of that, but it's not good enough.
No. Notwithstanding, good things happen when you shoot.
Indeed they do. Ben Davies with his 8th goal of the season. He leads all Mustangs players.
And it's 1-1 here at O'Brien Group Arena, and the Mustangs will win the face-off. Puck will be set in the corner. Crow, good work by Humphreys. Now Hoddick. He's tied up along the half wall. Hoddick gets it back. Deft little pass. Finds Anderson. To Crow. Crow fires, shoots, and that is right in the chest there of Alexi Toivonen. He's going to make no mistake with that one.
That was a good play, except the finish was, if you're going to shoot him in the chest, although you can do it. You've got to go high, you've got to go low. Don't hit him in the middle.
Alexi Toivonen getting, he's only played twice this season, so getting the faith there of Maxime Langer-Perrent. There's a Nick Novosedlak backing him up tonight too. That's his first appearance in a Mustangs jersey this season.
So now Anderson for the Melbourne Eyes has to concede some territory to Crow. Gets himself a jump, and then Hoddick just goes the wrong way.
Yeah, you don't do that. Never.
I'm not sure what the logic was with that piece of play.
Neither is he.
So Lazzarotto turns it over to Crow, who overskated initially. Able to put it out towards Graham. Graham goes with a soft dump into the corner, and the Melbourne Eyes will make a line change. Mustangs a bit slow to clear. Kalishnikovs gets it out towards Lazzarotto, back to Kalishnikovs. He's through the puck, Lazzarotto in support. Protects the puck. And he's done well, finds Ferguson, having to play the one off the board. Swooping on that one was Lawrence. Feeds it back towards Webster. Comes in by Clark. Kalishnikovs wins the race to the puck, but he's tied up by another import there in Lawrence. Nakachia for the Eyes, the rookie, who's been impressive so far.
Yep.
And it looks like now the Mustangs are awake to the Melbourne Eyes having to play the dump and chase game.
They are. And hence there's a stalemate because Melbourne Eyes don't know what to do. That's the only plan they got at the moment.
Oh, I don't know. They'll get a penalty.
There's going to be a penalty, and well, really, if it's against the Mustangs, I think they're going to be hard done by.
Oh, I know. It's there.
If you have a look at the replay, Jeff, and it will be against the Mustangs.
It's a hook.
Well, Anderson sort of grabs the stick. Yeah, see, there he starts grabbing it. He's making sure the referee certainly knows about that. I don't see too much in that first one.
It was the hook first, then a bit of mayo after.
A lot of mayo.
Yeah, I was hungry.
Matt Anderson will make his way to the penalty box for 2 minutes, and the Melbourne Eyes will go on the power play for 2 minutes.
So just under 3 minutes remaining in the first period as Webster slides that one across. So we've got the previous sponsor on the scoreboard over there. Might want to get a bit of a change as this one slipped over by Lawrence. And here's Webster retreating into the neutral zone to pick up the puck as the Mustangs cleared the zone. Over now here to Devon Crow, who's been the shining lights of the Melbourne Ice in a pretty tumultuous season so far for the Melbourne club. As this one moved out into the top of the circle, Crow has the puck. Crow now scored 2 last time these two teams met. Here's Webster, feathered across. And well, trying to go to the side of the net there of the ice. Dylan Lawrence just couldn't find daylight. Got Twine, that being at the back of the net. And this one held in though by the ice. Picked up now here by Anderson. Moved off now here to Lawrence, and a shot, they score! Power play goal snuck in under the legs of Toivonen, and the Melbourne Ice have increased their lead by 1, and it's 2-1. It's like Lawrence is going to be registered, Jack.
Yeah, well, they made something out of nothing here. The way that puck was going around in front of the net, Mustangs had it covered. Lawrence has decided, I'll take matters in my own hands, and he found something that there was no space.
But for mine, Jeff, much like the Mustangs' first goal, James really should have covered that one. I think Toivonen should have done much better with that.
Without doubt, because it was right in front of him. And the puck wasn't moving at any pace.
Lawrence's 9th goal of the season, leading all Melbourne Ice players, and it's 2-1.
Still, it's in the net.
That's all that counts. And James, well, he'll eventually glove that one. took his jolly time, though, until he went pear-shaped.
And both goaltenders living a little dangerously so far.
Do you know one of the greatest players of all time, Bobby Orr, once said that the team that makes the least mistakes wins the hockey, and that's about right.
I think that covers most sports, actually.
Yeah, but in this game, I think you're going to see a game of a lot of mistakes.
And Matt's very correct. It's a very different outlook as well. I think the fans' expectations are certainly at this stage of the season. So the Mustangs lose the puck into a chance now for Corbett, the veteran. Along the half wall, right past the slot, pass has been intercepted. And here comes Ferguson for the Mustangs. Try a little drop past McCoy's there in support. McMahon fires, shoots, looking for the tip. Didn't find it. Now the ice are over clear through Graham. The impromptu forward. Shot was blocked. Pat O'Kane. One of his best years so far is Ferguson. Looking for Humphries, or O'Kane couldn't make up his mind in the end and turned it over. Humphries gets it back.
This is better. Humphries can skate it out there and assess his options.
Goes out towards Joyce, to O'Kane, takes the blue line. Try to cut the middle lane. Shot was wide. Joyce able to keep it in. Rowe could see some territory. Now Lawrence for the ice. Looking in the direction of Crow, should get there first, with a little tangle behind James's net. The Crow has been turned over.
Ooh, 3-on-1, 4-on-1.
And here's a great chance now for the Mustangs. Davies, shoot, puck spills free. They just couldn't get the tip. In the end, good work by Marcus Wong. Pass finds Fleming. Fleming decides to get a shot, then goes second. And the shot was just wide. I tell you what had been on target, it would have beaten Toivonen too.
His aim was right. Just a little bit wide.
To Joyce, to Davies. And in the end, James will glove that and let play continue on, but that will be the end of the first period. So at the end of the first period, certainly end-to-end hockey so far, and it's living up to the billing of Friday night hockey. It is the Melbourne Eyes who lead the Melbourne Mustangs 2-1.
Well, no. Mustangs 2. What are we looking at here? No, I'm not looking at many checks being laid. I've seen 2 checks late in the first period. And I've
that
seen
might
a lot
actually
of
be
mistakes.
the check stat, 2-1.
Yeah. Melbourne Eyes 2, Mustangs 1. I was just getting confused up there. But, not enough body work for mine.
And both sides certainly feeling each other. We might see more body work in the second period. But to wrap things up at the end of the first, it is the Melbourne Eyes who lead the Melbourne Mustangs 2-1. We'll be back shortly with the second period of play. O'Brien Group Arena is the venue for Friday night hockey, and it's the Melbourne Ice who lead the Melbourne Mustangs 2-1 in the second Melbourne Derby of 2018. I thought that the pace was okay in that first period. It was end to end, but as we mentioned at the end of the first period, not a particularly physical period.
No, both teams were waiting for something to happen. More importantly, the crowd. You can't find a spot. It's packed to the rafters, and they're waiting for something to happen as well. And it's quite strange, actually. I mean, Melbourne Ice are depleted. They've got a short bench. Mustangs should capitalise a little bit more. Melbourne Ice are playing the third man back in defence, so they're creating a wall. Mustangs have just got to really bring it on and pressure them.
And Nick Dahlberg is just trolling us at the moment. He's in Spain, and quite frankly, it's rather cold in Melbourne this past week.
Yes. Mr. Dahlberg, I miss you, mate.
I think so do pretty much every Melbourne Ice fan.
I always miss his commentary.
So now Anderson gets it out towards Graham. Graham will get it back, just plays that off the boards. Like he's playing pool. Now McMahon for the Mustangs. So that's going to be flipped up into the corner, and McDowell should get there first, and he does for the visitors. The Mustangs, the team in white, the Ice, the team in blue. And this ice still looks a bit wet after the ice cut. So Webster goes out wide. This is a nice setup out towards Hoddick. Hoddick, that pass was blocked in the end. Still in play. And Ferguson has it now for the Mustangs. This is a nice setup to Humphries, but he overskates it, gets a shot away. Saved by James, and he makes a second one. And in the end, it was good work by both Humphries and James on that occasion.
Yes, you're right. And also Crow there on defence. I just noticed Liam Webster, their captain, and Crow, the communication's not there. Webster's taken the lead. He's got to. He's the captain.
In fact, looking at that first shot, I think they hit 5.
If it did, it was very silent.
So 13:56 to go. As we mentioned, both these teams will play the Sydney Ice Dogs. The Mustangs will face them tomorrow, and the Melbourne Ice will face them on Sunday. And the Ice Dogs coming in hot as this one moved out. As Davies can't get a clean stick on it, puts Marcus Wong into the glass. Clark gets muscled. And O'Kane in there digging as well as the puck finds its way into the corner. Humphries trying to get it on the forecheck now here. Crow harassed. Have to evade it at Mustangs player and the referee as Clark chips this one out right onto the stick here of Troy Robertson. And he puts it right back in. O'Kane saw the hit from Clark coming a mile away. Crow ends up with a puck in his own defensive slot as Marcus Wong sends it out into the neutral zone, but no one there but Mustangs jerseys. That one belonging to Andrew Erzin, picked off now here by Crow in over the blue line. Crow, nice move, Crow in alone, he shoots. Blocker saved there by Toivonen, and that was played with a high stick. And we'll have a whistle.
Well, Crow made the most of his opportunity there from just coming into the blue line. He had no options, so he decided to do it himself, and in the end made a good scoring opportunity out of nothing.
And a good pressure save there from Toivonen with a blocker as Crow had everyone beat.
Yep.
But
Toivonen had it.
As Anderson, Graham, it's Corbett, that's not a line combination you would call out too often.
No.
Particularly this season. Here's McCoy. Out now here to Stringer around Bronte. As this one moved back now in here by the Melbourne Ice. Anderson backhands this one around. It's picked up now here by Webster. Graham and Corbett now. Corbett tries to get it over the blue line. Jammed out there by Jones. As Jones did well to get away on Bronte. He's still got the puck as Jones, as Corbett gave chase to him as Webster chases the puck in the opposite corner. 12:38 to play. 2-1 the score here to the Ice. Anderson skates out down into the side. McMahon too late with a hit check. Anderson still got the puck. Anderson cuts in. Not much mustard there on the backhand shot. It falls to Corbett. Oh, and he hit the side of the net. Good chance goes begging there for the Melbourne Ice to make it 3-1 as the Mustangs look to rally here on the counter-attack. Measured pass. That one was touched as Anderson couldn't get his stick on it. And icing is washed out. Here's Webster now. Puts it up ice there for Corbett. He couldn't get a clean touch either. Kolsnikovs picks up the puck, shoots it right out to centre. Nice vision there to spot Ferguson. Ferguson bracing in. And Bronte did a good job there of delaying him and stripping him of the puck.
He's playing very well for a kid, Bronte.
And he
you know what?
the puck.
And he just shook his head as if to say, why did I ice that puck? He just did a great job of defence there, getting it out. Give him a lot of confidence too.
I definitely love to see that on replay because he was out muscled, out size, but he found a way. That's a real positive side from a young kid.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a good scoring opportunity for the Mustangs as well. But so from the face-off, Mustangs have it, then lose it, and then they'll get it back. So Ferguson, back to the point, Lushnikovs. They get towards Ferguson. Shot was blocked off the skate of Sam Hoddick. And Ferguson like just go back and retrieve the puck. Wearing like cheek suit, there was Castelsar. Ferguson lost the edge, got it back, keeps control of the puck, gets a shot away. That was blocked on the way through. Abs gets out towards Kalishnikov. Firing there was Abs. Bit of a wild swing in the end, and now Kahu Joyce, the Kiwi, just assessing his options. To Humphreys. Fleming, that's a dangerous pass, but it's come out okay. To Webster, to Delsar. Pro had to stretch, couldn't get it. And that was a poor pass by Webster, he's turned it over. To Davies, to O'Kane, fires, shoots. But that was off a defensive stick. And it's hit the back netting, we'll have a face-off.
Yep, look, I'm trying to be positive, but that was just lazy hockey from both teams. Everyone was waiting for somebody else to do something. What do we got here? Yep, if we could just see that. Okay, if Anderson could have got that backhand up, if he had to just curl that wrist. Here is a Monty there. No, it's meant to go block aside. Corbett, all the net on block aside.
10:57 to go. The puck ends up behind as Crow swings it around now here for Marcus Wong to skate onto. Davies puts a pretty good check on him in the corner, and Anderson forced to mop up now here for the ice as they start their attack out down the far side through Hoddick, who had his first goal of the season just in the last period. Graham ran into the back of there of Robertson. No penalty according to the referee. Play continues. Graham now, turnaround shot, and that was blocked before it got anywhere near the net of Alexei Toivin, and the puck sent back out to the point, held in there by Wong. The Mustangs hold on to the puck as options up ice were scant there for Davies, but he's got it now. Davies skips around the frame there of Graham, gets the puck back with Humphreys going towards the net. Tight angle shot, and well read there by James, and he makes a pretty comfortable save.
You know, Davies, again, what the Mustangs are doing is they're trying to do it coast to coast. If we have a look at the way this is broken out here.
Lucky to get away with one.
Yeah, very much.
Troy Robertson, since coming back to the Mustangs last year, has been quite a rock for them on the blue line, particularly when they've had quite the depleted lineup.
Very serviceable, isn't he?
Indeed he is. It's Kahu Joyce also playing for the Mustangs. His first Melbourne derby, obviously after that suspension coming out of the Perth Thunder weekend. Here's Lawrence, sends it across. And out now here to Webster. Webster now over the blue line. Toe drag shot, and that one was just wide of the net there of Toivonen. And that follow-up drive was off the side of the net, picked up here by Dusty McCoy. Lazzarotto couldn't hold that one either. Two Blackhawks Premier A teammates combining. And it's picked up now here by Fleming with Clark. Clark now, was unaware of that play, and it ends up now here with Dylan Lawrence. Lawrence taking on the entire Mustangs team, trying to bust through. We've got a penalty coming up against the Mustangs, I believe, for a slash. And I'm not sure who the offending player is.
Oh.
So, anyway, regardless, Matt Anderson's going to the box. Good to see Ferguson back in the Mustangs lineup. Combination with Ben Davies in Newcastle. Well, I'd have to agree that him, Ferguson, Davies, Pat O'Kane, very similar players, very explosive.
Great line to watch.
So the O's go on the power play. They've already got one power play goal tonight, and they win the face-off. To Graham, back in the point from the near territory. Fleming gets out towards Crow, backhanded pass to Graham. Goes out wide, just trying to split the Mustangs' defence. To Lawrence. Goes back to Crow at the point, goes back to Lawrence, finds a bit of space, then fires, shoots, shot was blocked. Puck spilled free, and the ice still in control. There's going to be another penalty. Interference call.
Yeah.
And it's going to go against Lawrence by the looks of it. So that's the end of the power play for the Melbourne Ice. They go to 4-4.
Yeah. Jeff Scott was right on that.
He's right on it like Steve's on a steak nowadays.
That was Kahu Joyce's stick that went airborne.
But it was a nice set of a power play.
It was a good build-up for Melbourne Ice. They're not as confident on the power play, but they are trying to find each other. What's happening is what's very noticeable is the movement of the puck is slow. They've got to put some purchase on those passes.
But the idea is right. And is it a case of just...
It's tentative, and that's the problem. There's no purchase on that puck.
Is it a confidence thing?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, without doubt.
Structure's right, confidence just not quite
And
there.
I'm not used to my teammate. You know, my teammate's usually moving. Oh, hello, he's static. I've got to hit a stationary player.
As we got a bit of Darryl chant started.
Oh.
He'll live on forever, won't he, Darryl?
Oh, yeah.
I've been waiting for the day, like AFL Grand Final day, and is here, Darryl. That's to know when this sport is made in this country.
There you go.
So face-off. Attacking zone now for the Mustangs, 4-on-4 for another minute 33.
Davis wants to win this face-off. There it is, back to
And
the
he
deep.
does. To Erzen, gets a shot away. Came off the defensive stick. Still the Mustangs in control now, Davies. Too slick there for Anderson. Pass to the slot, no one was home. He's blocked anyway. So Kane is trying to drive his way through. Gets the puck back. Now go to Robertson. Now O'Kane, the shot though was high. And winning the puck, Davies looking for O'Kane, intercepted there by Crow. It was timely too. So Anderson takes the blue line. Has to go alone as Melbourne Knights look to make a line change. Spills out for Crow. He stripped to the puck. Thought he had more time than he actually did. Now O'Kane. Little drop pass is a nice setup now for the Mustangs. Davies with a shot, and it's a save there by Michael James.
Michael James saw that nothing was going on here. I'm just going to trap that puck and smother that biscuit.
But gee, I tell you what, Crow just thought he had an attorney.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Bit pedestrian there, I think.
Well, also Melbourne Ice defence, they're puck watching, and Mustangs, to their credit, they're taking advantage of that. They're skating right in on them.
It's about 20 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Then the Mustangs will have a very brief man advantage as this one moved out in on net. Oh, tip there at the side of the net by McDowell, and Mikey James had to get the blocker down.
Yeah, good save, James.
Cancel that one out. It's off to Marcus Wong down the near side against Kolesnikovs, and he muscles Marcus Wong in a real mismatch size-wise. And in comes Lawrence. So sorry, Graham to even the score in terms of the stature department is picked up now here by Fleming. Sent it in front, and Graham just couldn't connect on the one-timer.
Well, I think there's a bit of a stick lift there, but
great dish there from Fleming. It's back the other way. Can the Mustangs look out? The big hit there on Ferguson by Webster.
it was a good check.
Cutting across the slot, and here comes Fleming cutting across the other slot, and he sprayed it wide of the net of Toivonen, and end-to-end stuff here in this last minute from the Mustangs and the Eyes. Kolesnikovs moves it back now, far side. Just goes around Fleming, who can't get around Delsar, forced to relinquish control. Now here to Humphreys. It's put in front of the Mustangs bench. The Ice use a break in play to get a stick on the puck, but Erzen loses his edge as he went back to retrieve it. Delsar's going to beat him to it. Delsar, we're at even strength now as the penalties have both expired. Crow picks it up. Hands off now here to Lawrence. Lawrence tries to break in, gets around Davies. Lawrence still got a shot. Good save there from Toivonen. And down there, and they score! Lawrence on the rebound. Initial save from Toivonen. And he buried it past him the second time, and it's 3-1.
And all power to Lawrence on that play. That was persistence and effort. Look at this. He's skating in there. He's gone wide. Going to take a shot there. There's a rebound popping out off the stick. Coming in. All on his own. And he just popped it up. Buried it. Good effort from Lawrence. Absolutely good effort. He should not have allowed to have that much time and space. But he did. And he capitalised. Well done.
10th goal of the year for Dylan Lawrence. His second tonight.
Melbourne Ice might be the under-strength team, but they're the one who's actually trying to ramp up the tempo at the moment, and they've been rewarded with the goal. They lead by 2. O'Kane shot into the side of the net. Of course, Mustangs fans would like to remind Melbourne Ice fans that Melbourne Ice lead at this stage of the game last time 3-0, and they lost, so still plenty of hockey to come in this one.
Well, Melbourne Ice are playing with a short bench, so the third period will be telling for them, but at the moment they're doing everything that they're doing everything right. Scores on the board.
Now you've got that extra lead. You lengthen the bench again. Yeah, you've got your top couple of lines. They've wrestled the momentum.
Yeah, well, you know, it's more importantly the Mustang defence have got to stand up. They're better than that.
So face-off attacking zone now for the Mustangs, but it's the Ice who win the face-off as Crow happy to play that one along the boards. Graham. Nice little move there, and it gets out towards Anderson. He's forced out wide. I'll pass to the slot. No one was home, but it's going to be a penalty call.
Really?
No, it was a hook. It wasn't for Robertson.
Ah.
Yeah.
Humphries just going straight to the box there.
Yeah, it was pretty clear.
Okay.
It's a good call.
And in the end, you can see Anderson just burning off Robertson.
It's a nice little move around here, and he had the right idea. He was getting it there for Hoddick.
I probably actually should have been against Robertson. Actually, looking at that's what it is. Not seeing what.
Penalty was already called.
So power play opportunity now for the Melbourne Ice, and another opportunity to make the Mustangs pay. 6:17 to go. Here's Webster at the point. Just chips it in. Lawrence top of the circle. Hands off. Now back to Webster with a drive straight into the chest of Toivonen. And a pretty comfortable save.
Toivonen's covering the angles, but when they're coming straight in, he's not moving his feet as confidently as he has in past games.
As we have a look, I want to see some big clappers and some open ice hits. His former teammates bit of chirp. Here's back now here to Crow.
Mr. Dahlberg, a silent assassin. That was offside, by the way.
And it was indeed, and called correctly there by the linesman.
Yeah, I thought Mr. Dahlberg last season was a silent assassin. You just didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden, he just put you on your bum.
Well, the fastest skating defenseman we've seen in the AIHL.
Yeah, very offensive.
Yeah. It's 1:45 to go. This man advantage here for the Melbourne Ice as Webster, as we talked about with Sands, Tommy Powell and Matt Armstrong tonight are the Melbourne Ice. As that one poked out. And picked up in the corner there by Anderson. Fleming touches this one down here to Crow. Fleming gets the pass back, did well to control the puck with a surging Stringer. Knocked to the ice. Stringer did well, and equally well did Ferguson. And appeals for a hook there for the Mustangs bench. Go unheralded. How Ferguson drops this one off, and a fanning on that was Stringer. Right idea, but a break 2-on-1 back the other way now here for the ice. Anderson tried to slip that through Crow now, and picked up here by Kolesnikovs, and he relieves the pressure there for the Mustangs. A good drive on the counter-attack there for the Melbourne Ice. In control here late in this second period. They've got the puck now. Through to Delsar in the loop on Toivonen. He hit the pipe.
He did.
Chance to make it 4-1. And the pipe coming to the rescue there of Alexei Toivonen. Best chance of the period so far for the Melbourne Ice. Sands the 2 goals, obviously. Here's Grove. Delsar prods at the puck. Robertson did well to muscle his man and get it out now here to Davies with O'Kane 2-on-2. Davies to the outside, did well to get around Webster. Davies still got the puck, wrap around chance. Oh, and good job there from Mikey James just to get the pad out and deny Ben Davies, looking for a response of any kind now here from the Mustangs. And Davies rocks Delsar in front of the Mustangs bench. Webster with a drive and a pretty safe pair of hands there from Toivonen on that shot, and we'll have a whistle.
Last 50 seconds of play stepped up from both teams here.
Yeah, you forget that it was actually a special teams arrangement, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it hit Davies, bounced off the pipe.
And the amount of times that Delsar has either been on a breakaway onto his own this year, I'm convinced that he hasn't washed his gear since last season. No one wants to go near it.
Yeah. Well, it's working. He's finding time and space.
So from the face-off, he win there for the Mustangs, and they're able to clear the zone. And Declan Bronte will skate back and retrieve the puck.
I like this kid.
Just caught himself stationary though for a little while there. Really got himself in trouble, worked his way out of it. Now it's back to 5-on-5 hockey. Hoddick gets it to Graham, sends that one in the corner. It's going to be a foot race. And Hoddick wins out for the Ice, looking for the veteran Corbett. Oh, as the referee takes a tumble. Fair hit too. Thankfully he got up, or else Steve might get a job again.
Watch the audience clear out.
And that's going to be offside against the Mustangs, and that was a correct call for mine.
What both teams are doing right now, especially in... Oh, yes,
it was. Yeah, clipped by Graham, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It's a knee on knee. It's a dirty hit.
Coming from a ref.
Just stirring the puck.
Yeah. Oh, good luck getting out of the venue tonight there, Steve.
Both teams are playing offensive hockey at the moment. It's good to watch.
So 3:54 to go. Joyce just prods it in over the blue line. O'Kane helps it a little further. Webster comes to the puck and slaps it around. And the Ice trying to get out of their own zone. Chipped up ahead and skated onto now here by Kasha. Gets the shoulder there from Joyce. Still got the puck as Kasha. Pulled up, gets hit into the boards pretty solidly there by Apps. The Ice still have control of the puck behind the net of Alexei Toivonen. Fed back out to the point. Fleming looking for a lane. Finds one and puts it straight into the chest of Toivonen. He holds on.
That was the best play Clark's had this game. He had it behind the net, assessed his options. Back to the defence for a shot. Good scoring opportunity.
Jaff, bring back the flat cap.
Well, actually,
It was in attendance earlier, but you decided the criticism was too much. And
No, not at all. I just wanted to show off my suntan tonight.
Bit of AHL game day in the office here in England. Both sides capable of good hockey. Thanks to Anthony Russell there. The UK fans, not sure how the World Cup's going to turn out for him. We'll find out on Twitter in about 2 days' time, I think.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to turn out better for them than us. Here's Fleming now. A big hit thrown there by Lawrence, but O'Kane was evading most of it. And this one's sent back the length of the ice.
I reckon I've got more chance of growing hair than us, Pete Frank.
It's Crow now.
But we'll still do better than Italy.
Oh, picking the pocket there was O'Kane. He ran into the back of the net, lost his edge and the puck in the process. Fires it right out to centre. Fleming, the lone hand there for the ice. Picked up here by Erzen, deep in his own end. And he slings this one around for Robertson, who has to go right back around. Bit of miscommunication here for the Mustangs defence. Davies comes to bail his team out and did pretty well there to ride that check and get the puck now up into the neutral zone. Backhands this one across, looking there for Ferguson out on this top line. As Webster applied the pressure, as did Graham, and sent right back in over the goal line. And the Mustangs looking a little confused here at the back. McDowell chips this one off the boards, skating onto it now. Here is Ferguson. Ferguson with a bit of time and space. Ferguson still got the puck. Thought about the wraparound, waits for reinforcements to arrive, takes a shot, and well, that was blocked before it even got near Mikey James. It does so now. He throws the mid out, and we'll have a stoppage.
You know, I'm appreciative of this game. I've reassessed my thoughts of this period. And we'll just look at this. He's taken it. Oh, good miss. Yeah, dodged that. Dodged the bullet there.
You see the tempo. The skills are starting to come.
Yeah, and
the tempo really is there.
Well, more importantly, both teams are taking chances, which is great.
So from the face-off, it's the Eyes who will win it. Now Graham. Get out towards Webster, and a bit of a lack of communication between the two of them, the two veterans of the Melbourne Eyes side. So Corbett will take the blue line, fires, shoots, batted away there, and it's in! Todd Graham, the fenceman, come forward for tonight. Scores, and Melbourne Eyes now lead 4 goals to 1.
Made the most of his opportunity there, Mr. Graham. The defenseman has just, look at that. He's left all by himself. More importantly, he shot that puck with purpose. All around, Mustangs defensemen are flat-footed. They're just watching it.
Yeah, 2 stationary defensemen, and you're going to come proper every time.
Absolutely. What a good spot, though. He went high. And Sandy Gardner, the head coach, will just take all credit for that because it was his move.
So Todd Graham, his 2nd goal of the 2018 season. And it's the 4th one for the Melbourne Eyes. They have a 3-goal lead here with 105 seconds remaining in period number 2. Lawrence looking to make it 5-1. Here's Kolsnikovs now, shoots it around now here to Apps, who was the hero last time. Here's Crow. He fanned on the clearing temp. Here's an opportunity now for O'Kane. Fakes the shot, shoots now, and into the glove of James. And he covers.
Yeah, they shot him straight at him. The confidence of Melbourne Ice is right up now. They're thinking, hang on a minute, we can do this. They're starting to believe in themselves.
The Mustangs, always the best chance to get a reply goal is right after the other team scored. Is not by us of M. Pluft to ask how the World Cup will go for me. Well, it goes to Wales. Wales, not England.
Oh,
I don't know how the nice Swansea accent was, but I'm sure he'll let me know pretty soon. Here's Russell now. So Crow in front of his own net. And that down the wing comes. Dylan Lawrence drops it off. That to Fleming, long angle shot, and a pretty comfortable save there for Toivonen, and he holds on.
And I should say my own defence, I was looking more forward to having a hot shot the Abs in Italy.
Oh, yeah, well.
Have a listen to you going in defence. What have we got here?
Team Flat Cap, Team Suns.
Flat Cap, yes.
Lowest rating poll all time.
Yep.
So,
now, I've been wondering whether everyone can comment on the suntan. At least someone has.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Well, yes.
Well,
it looks very dark compared to the bright white of the ice. As Kalishnikov makes his way to the penalty box. He'll serve a couple of minutes. Looks like he was spitting bullets there, doesn't he?
Not happy.
I didn't see what that was for either. Yeah.
So from the face-off won by the Mustangs, but only as far as Crow keeps it in. So Anderson.
Get it across to Webster. He's got all the time. No.
And that pass wasn't a great one. It was just wide of Crow. Melbourne Ice have to get themselves back on side. So Webster Ambitious pass and it's come unstuck. Going to be a foot race. Ferguson has the pace. Webster has the guile and positioning. And then Ferguson drags Webster down and drags him down again as play goes on right in front of the referee. So Anderson. Nice set up for the Ice Crow shot, though, was blocked. And along the half wall. Now Crow at the point. Tries to go out wide. Now Webster winds up, shoots, and it's going to be another penalty. And, well, Humphries is getting a bit upset. Now it's going to be on for young and old.
This is what the Mustangs wanted. Melbourne Ice don't need this.
Well, at the moment, Mitch Humphries is going a little bit insane at the moment. He's the one who's drawn the penalty. I wonder if there'll be any more to come out. I think Lawrence might be making his way to the penalty box as well. In fact, he will be.
Well, that all started behind the net of Michael James. Now, after you saw that initial tanglement in front of the referee, he didn't see Humphries was hauled down. Should have been a hold from where we were standing anyway. And in that sense, he was glaring at the referee the whole way.
Yeah, he was.
And now he's just taking it out on someone. So,
but that's dumb.
Yeah.
The referee glaring at them ain't going to get you a penalty.
That was the Ferguson collision.
So it's all starting here.
So for mine, there should have been well, you see a bit later, I think the second move, you'll probably say there probably should have been. Yeah, there's your penalty.
It was here.
Right there. There was one right there.
And that's actually driving your stick and your body into somebody's head.
Bob, it was just off shot here where Humphries gets hauled down. So
right there. So Humphries is just giving a cross check. And then he's coming up a bit dirty.
And Anderson's decided to rip his head off.
Actually, when you look at it, there's not a lot in it.
No, and ironically, it's Crow and Lawrence are the ones going to the penalty box. I would have thought that might have been Anderson. If you're going with coincidentals. And in fact, it looks like one of the linesmen's gone off because he's been hurt in the tussle. I think he might have lost a tooth or something.
No, it looks like I think he got a stick in the face. I saw that just out of the corner of my eyes. He's cut underneath his eye.
Oh, there you go, Steve.
Steve's got his skates on.
No, they're going to go down to 3 men, I think, if this continues.
Oh, with 23 seconds, I'd call the period.
Let's have a look at the entanglement.
So the referee's been...
so bottom of your shot is...
There's a bit of a cross check. In comes Anderson. And then gives Humphries another one. So Humphries has got 2 big ones. Oh. And the linesman's caught the backhander from Liam Webster. Sorry, from Lawrence.
I didn't see... Okay, well, maybe it was a little bit after that, but interesting to see what happens in terms of the officials. But, yeah, the penalties so far, we've got 4. Obviously, there was the pre-penalty there to Kalishnikov's.
Well, you were complaining about a lack of physicality, and then all of a sudden it's come.
Yeah, well, yeah, it has. So, Jeff Scott talking to the Mustangs head coach, explaining it. One thing I'll give Jeff Scott, he takes control. Right or wrong, he takes control. And that's what you want.
Absolutely.
And in this case, I think he's got
well, Max Perron doesn't like that. I don't know if he's yelling in French or English, but...
No, he's not happy.
Yeah, I think
that's in English.
Is that the bit where we apologise for the language? Because I can clearly hear, I don't know if it went over the mics at all, but I can clearly hear the unpleasant language. He's still going off his chops.
We're going to have Max Cam for the rest of the period, are we?
I think we are.
Why not?
the Max Perron off his chops cam. So I'm not sure if he's familiar with that foreign terminology.
Well, let's see which team, although there's only 23 seconds, which team responds best.
Of course, this boy carry over into the 3rd period as well. So from the face-off, well, Ice with the man advantage. So Anderson. It's out towards Graham, who already has a golden night. Back towards Anderson. Graham gets it back from the shot.
They're going to set up Webster here.
And they do. Webster just couldn't get a clean first shot. Shot's blocked. And that will be it for the 2nd period. One that's been a pretty eventful one. And the Melbourne Ice scored 2 goals in it. So they lead the Melbourne Mustangs 4-1.
Well, that was a good period. It started off a bit slow, but both teams played attacking hockey. And were willing to take chances. And Melbourne Ice made the most of theirs and deserve to be where they are.
And, of course, the big challenge for both sides and one of their failings this year is 3rd periods. Will one of these sides deliver? We'll soon find out. So the end of the second period is Melbourne Eyes who lead the Melbourne Mustangs 4-1. Back shortly with the third period to play. Second Melbourne Derby for the 2018 season, and it's the Melbourne Ice who are dominating in play and certainly on the scoreboard. They currently lead 4-1 over the Mustangs, and what ended up being a pretty fiery end to the second period. You see there Nikita Kalishnikov's in the penalty box. He'll be joined by a couple of friends, Mitch Humphreys, Devon Crowe and Dylan Lawrence, who picked up, I think, a 10-minute misconduct penalty. So the Melbourne Ice will be on the power play to start the second period.
Melbourne Ice have they're taking this game. I mean, they were the underdogs going into this. They're playing with a short bench, and yet they're playing with spirit tonight. So far, touch wood, and I don't want to say it too early, but they are looking. They look like they're playing for each other and for the coach.
And was it 2 weeks off of the break for the All-Star game? They didn't. They weren't scheduled for last week. Did that come at a perfect time for the Melbourne Ice?
Yeah, it did, because the hierarchy at Melbourne Ice said, "Go away. Don't put the skates on. Not think about it. Come back refreshed." At the moment, it appears to be working. Now, what the Mustangs have got to do. Hang on, we'll just look at this.
Yeah, penalty minutes are certainly killing any momentum that the Mustangs generate. Their penalties have not been a good time tonight.
No, that's right. No, but what? It's for me. It's quite simple on the Mustangs. I've got three strong lines. I just skate, and then I skate some more. I just put sustained pressure on Melbourne Ice, and then Melbourne Ice, depending on how they will hold up, they could crack, because they don't have a full bench.
Well, Sean Jones joins in the penalty box as well, so I'm assuming there's a misconduct penalty in there somewhere as well. Typical Melbourne Derby, where the penalty box is often bigger than more players than the benches. I think we did one a few years ago, and that was the case. It was like 2 players inside on the bench plus skaters, and the rest were in the box.
Yeah, it was indeed. Oh, Mr. Delberg, if you're watching this game, you can't see it, you're off camera, but your jumper's up for auction tonight.
I'll probably put it in something.
Yeah. I've had a few people comment about why I'm not wearing my flat cap. I just
put it on.
Well, I will for the balance of the game. I just want to see
now.
Just see the suntan between me and you, Coffee. I mean, the Cook Islands. That's what it brings.
I'm a bit worried about the matted facial or whatever Steve's got going.
Well, I'm just interested in how he's off camera.
So, start of the third period, Melbourne Ice will have the man advantage. It's actually a 5-on-3 man advantage, and will the Melbourne Ice make the Mustangs pay? I think if they do, they'll have this game pretty much under wraps. That said, both sides have struggled in third periods this year, particularly the Mustangs, although the third period in this first derby was where the rot sat in for the Melbourne Mustangs. Sorry, for the Melbourne Ice, I should say, as Anderson has the puck. It's out towards Graham. Wasn't a great pass. Graham goes back to Anderson.
We've got to set up Webster here. He's ready for the shot.
And that's the plan, Webster. He skates in, fires. Graham. It's out towards Delsar. Got to get back out to Graham, kept in by Anderson. Goes out towards Delsar, fires, shoots. And it's off the pad there of Toivonen, who makes the save, and they will be stopped.
Yeah, and good play from Delsar and Anderson. They were willing to, they didn't do what was predicted. They did the unpredictable thing.
As Kalishnikov comes out of the penalty box as well, so they've killed one of the penalties.
So 19:15 to go. A 3-goal margin in favour of the Melbourne Ice. And we talked about both teams on pretty extensive losing streaks coming into this. The Melbourne Ice have a hand and 4 fingers on the 3 points here so far in this game, but long time to go. Here's Anderson. Looking for an outlet, finds one at Graham at the point. Here's Anderson, top of the circle, looking for a shot, and he finds one. And a good save there from Toivonen. It's fired up the rest of the ice there by Pat O'Kane as Davies gives chase, and Mikey James sends it around here to Anderson in front of his own bench. Hands off back to Graham, and he patrols the blue line before getting it out to Fleming. Urzin deals with the puck, gets it over here to Nikita Kalishnikov. The Latvian slips it over the blue line, and Webster will take control here for the Ice. Now 15 seconds left on the penalty to Mitch Humphreys before he'll rejoin the action. Here's Anderson and over the blue line. Anderson cut to the high slot, a shot right into the breadbasket of Toivonen, and he saw it all the way.
Very good penalty kill from the Mustangs there. Played it well. They were controlling that neutral zone, and they had that blue line stacked, and there was no way that they could skate straight in Melbourne Ice. And in the end, they just had the only option left, which was the middle lane, and it was perfectly covered.
So the Ice, they get a pretty tough schedule for the rest of June. I mean, they got the Ice Dogs obviously tomorrow. Then they play the Ice Dogs back in Sydney next week, followed by the North Stars. another derby against the Mustangs and the Bears to close out the month. So that's a rough trot, particularly when you're coming off a losing streak such as they are. Here's McMahon. Roofs this one out, looking for Davies, just touches it out. Jones is onside, just offside, and we'll have a whistle. So as we talked about the Mustangs and the ice, part of that will towards the lower ends. We have a big third period needed by the Mustangs. Indeed, they're going to need a first Melbourne Derby-esque period of 5 goals to get back in this one.
And apply the pressure thereafter and there too.
They killed the penalties. That's a good start. That's one of the first things they need to do. Kill the penalties. So they achieve that mission. So McMahon now for the Mustangs from the face-off. Finds Anderson. Skates the puck out. Dumps in the corner. Letting Ferguson skate onto it. Ferguson has it now. A shot there was blocked. Good defensive work. That was by Marcus Wong. Now along the half wall. Wong's pass intercepted by McDowell. He was stripped of the puck himself. Now McCoy. Great work by Wong. Nearly turned it over. McCoy will send that one to the corner and Anderson should skate onto the puck. He overskates it in the end. Opens the door now for Devon Crowe, who protects the puck with his body. Nice clear, only temporarily. So now Ferguson. In the corner, going to be tied up by Lawrence. Has support in the form of Matt Anderson. Anderson goes out wide. There's a slow build-up from the Mustangs, but they are keeping the puck in their offensive zone. So Fleming skates the puck out, then goes with the stretch pass looking for Clark. Play didn't work out. Now here come the Mustangs. Davies pass misses him. Puck retrieved by Webster. He finds Clark. So Clark lost the puck. And here comes a chance for the Mustangs. O'Kane. There's blue line to blue line. Shot was blocked by Webster off his leg. So Bronte. And he cleared away from the ice. Icing will be waved off. Joey Robertson up to head back and retrieve puck. He's tied up now by Anderson. Hoddick there in support. Finally, some Mustangs get there in numbers. Andrew Erzin, the former Ice player, finds Jones. No checked away from him. Now,
Sorry, Melbourne Ice, they're forechecking well. They're playing a 2-1-2 at the moment. Mustangs aren't responding. They're sitting back. They're just waiting for something to happen. They've got to make it. Someone's got to take the game by the scruff of the neck.
And from what I think Melbourne Ice happy just to protect the lead at the moment. The Mustangs really need to force the play. As Anderson talking about forcing the play, he did then, putting out a clean shot away. Kept in now by the ice. Fleming fires, shoots, shot blocked. Puck spills free. Fleming should get there first for the Melbourne Ice, and he does. Pass was ambitious and come unstuck. Now McDowell. McDowell for the Mustangs. Davies tried to swoop onto it. He lost his stick. And Declan Bronte has done well for the Ice. Impressive first up game in Melbourne Ice colours for Declan Bronte.
Oh yeah, great game.
Now Crowe. Kalishnikov's in the corner. He's had towards defensive partner in McCoy. Pass wasn't a good one. Put Kalishnikov's in an awkward position. Now he goes with a stretch pass and it's nearly come off. Ferguson will get there first though for the Mustangs. It's been kept in. Here's a chance out for McDowell. And it's in.
No,
it's been waved off.
No.
My initial reaction, I thought that Danny James had enough of that one.
He did, and Jeff Scott called it. Right call, Jeff Scott. Well done.
And in the end, not too much argument coming from the Mustangs. Well, you know what? Because I think that play had been called off.
Yeah,
well early.
Yep, without doubt.
And that's an example. You're talking about Jeff Scott. Called it early. Just pretty much must have said, I waved it off. The play was dead. That's the end of the matter.
That's exactly right.
And the 3-goal deficit too. It's a tall order for the Mustangs. I mean, they're taking their chance. Well, that was a great setup, though.
Yes.
Dow just couldn't get it past James.
They just put some more pressure on Mustangs. They'll succeed. They'll have reward for effort.
So that one moved out by Casher. Backhanded over hitter Webster. Fires it up ice and then back on all the way to the stick of McCoy, who rifles it back in. Tip just in as Ferguson thought that would He was appealing for something. He didn't see what it was exactly. McCoy tries to hook the check.
Jackson's going off his chops again.
Check on Hoddick. Here's Anderson now. He shoots, and that just bobbled over the crossbar of the net of Alexi Toivonen. Still a danger here, though, for the Mustangs as the Ice pick the puck up through Webster. He shoots. Well seen there by Toivonen through traffic, and he gloves.
It was a good save by Toivonen because, you know, Webster's got a cannon for a wrist shot.
Yep.
He whips it.
Well, Brett Ferguson was appealing for something.
Yeah, earlier on.
Yeah, and I didn't see what it was. It had pretty much himself and the entire Mustangs bench fired up. So Max is already pretty fired up after the end of the second.
Mustangs have got to focus on putting that puck in their net.
It's a night and day Mustang side from that first Melbourne Derby we saw about a month ago. And here's Lawrence, who's already got 2 tonight. Anderson he gets decked. A stiff check there from Delsar. He's been known to that his whole career. Here's Webster. Digs at the puck and comes up. Trumps just tries to slip that through there to Delsar. McMahon's going to beat him to it. And that's going to be a hook.
Yep.
And, well, that's going to be interesting. Both referees saw that. I thought it was actually for offside. But a hook is the call.
Yeah, and Delsar is probably the best spot for him right at the moment. Otherwise, he'll be a fight. Melbourne Ice don't think that right at the minute.
But you can see here Anderson losing his helmet, and he was a bit slow to make his way off the ice.
Yeah, he should have. It wasn't picked up. That was he should definitely have been picked up for that.
And of course we play under AIH rules here, so it's
double IHF.
Double IHF, thank you. Rules which would have been an illegal equipment penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
And in fact, he's in the penalty box now, so he might have got called for it. So there you go.
Oh, okay. No, well picked up.
So it's going to be 4-on-4 then.
So that was the reason. But
it opens the ice up, and the Mustangs have got to take these opportunities. It looks like they're going for a quick line. Well, Ferguson, O'Kane, Davies, and Kalishnikov moves pretty well for a man his size as well. So they're going for a bit of speed. It's what they need to do.
Absolutely they do. They need to win this draw.
And they do win the face-off. So Kalishnikov's send that one into the corner. Assuming that one was Crow. He'll clear the zone pass looking for Wong. Couldn't execute it though, and it's been turned over. Ferguson stood up by his opposing number 18. Now Davies. Davies for the Mustangs. He was tied up as well. Now Crow. To O'Kane. He overskates the puck. You don't see that often from Pat O'Kane. Now Ferguson. He's out towards Davies. Kalishnikov's.
Oh, good
James
pick-up.
makes a save, but I like the cycle work of the Mustangs.
Yeah, and also on the flip side, I like the way Melbourne Ice were trying to reduce the space and make it very compact and clogged. So both teams had opposite structures there and were successful in what they were trying to do.
So except for the Mustangs could score.
13:30 to go here in period number 3. That's chipped up there by Bronte. Moves it down now here to Graham, who's already got one this evening, I should say. Here's Humphries, picked up behind his own net. And, well, he's got to be he's one of the players the Mustangs have to get something from here in this next couple of minutes. There's Robertson now, over the blue line. Robertson, long-range shot, not much on it, and seen all the way by James.
It's not going to get you anywhere. That was a waste of an opportunity.
They're really missing Vadim Vyasov, I think, in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, you're right. He would relish this right at the moment.
Now, it just gives him that extra option up forward. There just seems to be that missing link. As this one's sent around and picked up now here by the ice. Webster chips this up now here to Graham, to McMahon now, and Robertson has it on the far side. Slides it across for Humphries to skate onto. Humphries still got it off the side of the net. Muscled there by Webster into the glass and concedes control of the puck. Now here to Anderson of the ice variety. Anderson on 3 Mustangs players, dishes off now here to Graham. And his progress was pretty well impeded legally, but gives it back now here to Anderson. Anderson just holds the blue line, did well to beat 2 Mustangs players. Loses his edge at the end and dishes off now here to Bronte. Sent around by Robertson, the ice look for a change. 12 seconds left on the coincidental there to Delsar and Anderson. As Humphries left the puck behind, as well Webster took care of him.
The penalty.
And is it a penalty or just, yes it is, Jeff Scott's seen something. And Webster's getting the gate. It may have been a little late, I think. But the Mustangs, well, this is really now or never as far as I'm concerned, if they're going to have any chance to get the points. Let's have a look at the replay.
It was late.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think it might have been the elbow. That came up pretty high.
Yeah, it did.
But one thing Jeff Scott is doing is keeping this game on a tight leash, because being the Derby, things can get rather testy rather quickly with this type of scoreline.
Indeed.
So Mustangs on the power play, and as Steve said earlier, it's a bit of a now or never moment. They need to score.
They're on a big rink, and they've got a lot of space.
So Nikita Klishnikovs goes out wide. Now he goes out wide to O'Kane. They go to O'Kane at the point. Fires, shoots, and it's in!
There they go.
Mustangs score on the power play, and it's back to 4-2.
It was pedestrian-like, but it paid off. Look at the movement here. O'Kane's just assessing his options. He's allowed to skate into passive kill from Melbourne Ice. There's a shot away, a good screen. Great screen from McDowell. Well done, McDowell. That was a great screen.
And while we said they had to score on this power play, and they most certainly did. They didn't waste any time doing it either.
No. Can't do any more than that.
5th goal of the year from Brendan McDowell. He adds to his tally on the season. And we said it was a bit of an now or never moment for Mustang. They do have a little bit of momentum now, so they need to build on that if they're to at least force this to the shootout. As Wong picks up the puck here behind the net. Slips it out now here to Fleming, but it evades him and goes all the way back into the Mustangs' defensive zone for Kolsnikovs to skate onto. He's got a bit of time and space. Lawrence approaching him. Looks up, ice. But well, has to retreat. There's nothing on offer. McDowell's on the near side, and Anderson's on the far side. So the Mustangs, they have a pretty rough go ahead as well in terms of schedule-wise in the next couple of weeks for the remainder of June. Kolesnikov's threw that in front. It just came off the heel of the stick there of McDowell, and he cycles it in now here for Crow. Well, there is Ferguson on the puck momentarily, but the Ice tried to keep it in. Good job there from Kolesnikovs. Here's Crow now. Crow picks it up, gets double team there behind the net. Crow back now, come the Ice, out through Fleming. Dropped off, picked up here by Delsar. Shot over the glove there of Toivonen, and no danger. Corbett on the ice now. A rare shift of him in this 3rd period. Ferguson diving, and well, good job there from Kasher to beat that one out, as that was a breakaway yearning there for the Mustangs to Ferguson. Back the other way comes Kasher. We can't get by the stick there of McMahon. It goes in over the goal line. And going into the net there was Delsar. The Mustangs have the puck here through Humphries. His pass intended there for Davies. Ended up trickling through into the opposite corner as O'Kane skates onto it. Evades the check there of Webster. Davies has it in the opposite corner. O'Kane now to Humphries. Back to the point. A shot from McMahon. And save. A rebound. They score!
Oh, it's on.
And Mitch Humphries makes it 4-3. We talked about him being a go-to player here for the Mustangs. They had to get something from him. They have.
He provided the spark. You're quite right. Look at this. Too much time, too much space. That'll do it. I'll bury it, says Mr. Humphries. And well done. What was happening in that play prior to that for the Mustangs is that Melbourne Ice were caught deep in the Mustangs, and they're playing too deep. And, of course, when the transition's on, they got burnt. And well picked up by Humphries and Davies. It was, they got them caught napping.
I have a sense of deja vu.
Oh, don't.
And it looks like Melbourne Ice are going to call a timeout.
Yeah, well.
Maybe I think Melbourne Ice coaching bench have that same sense.
Yeah.
That was Mitch Humphries' 4th goal of the season, and a timely one at that.
It was it. You know what? More importantly, the confidence is now up because the Mustangs have got the legs. There's no doubt about that. For mine, if Melbourne Ice, what they've got to do is chip it to the boards and play defensive sides. In other words, on the fat side where the puck is, between you play defensive. Everyone on that side, and have one option on the other, and make sure there is a body between the puck and the opposition at all times. Well, yeah, well, that's very true, Mr. Lambert. You're on the money again.
Isn't he always on the money?
Yeah, well, he knows his hockey.
As we see Tommy Powell watching on.
Yep.
I'm sure he'd love to be out there right about now.
Yeah, they could do with his legs.
So 4-3, Ice lead, but the Mustangs have scored the last 2 goals, and in fairly quick succession.
More importantly, Mustangs have got their tails up.
So Bong should get to the puck first for the Ice. He's tied up there by O'Kane. Now Corbett. It's out towards Anderson. Goes up high. That hit the glass. Taking that one was Corbett. Corbett unintentionally blocked the pass there of Davies. He's forced to skate the puck out. And he will. Goes out wide to Humphries. He scored the last goal. Takes the blue line. Trying to get a shot away. Chance there for Davies. Puck spills free again. Scrambling there was James. And that was an opportunity for the Mustangs they couldn't capitalise on.
Yeah, but Mustangs can sniff it. They can absolutely sniff it right now, and they're willing to put pressure on in front of that net and create havoc.
So Lawrence kicks it back into the defensive zone. Kalishnikov's now for the Mustangs.
He's a slow skater, but he's a thoughtful player. He doesn't waste his opportunities.
So pass out wide to Ferguson. He's able to send that one in the corner. James and Webster. Webster gets out towards Fleming. He's tied up there. Well, in the end, he was a few little pokes there from Ferguson. He got away with it, and Fleming has turned the puck over. Now Lawrence having to do it all on his own. And he was offside in the end. Or at least his teammate was offside. And the opportunity is lost.
But this is... Well, hang on, let's watch this. Oh, well done, James. You got your leg down there. You got the pad out. Great second save.
Well, the way this season's going, there should be. This not just the Melbourne Ice is concerned.
Mustangs have done it a few times too.
Yeah. Bronte sends this across now here to Webster.
Caught the Yarra Cup, will we?
There we go.
Here's Clark now for the Ice. Puts it in deep. There's 8:38 to go here at the O'Brien Group Arena. 1 goal the margin. It was 3 at the start of this intermission at this period. Here's Humphries now. Humphries in over the centre red line. O'Kane just got enough of his stick on it to cancel out icing. As the Mustangs go to work deep as McMahon rides the check. But now here to Lawrence. 2 goals already tonight. Bronte's got the puck deep in his own end. Evades a couple of checkers. One being Davies, the other O'Kane. Excuse me, O'Kane's got the puck now. Back now here to McMahon. The Mustangs playing the patience game now is McMahon. With Davies now and Humphries.
They're playing possession hockey, you're right.
Davies, well, just blew a tyre going past Bronte. He's pretty well held there by Webster and Bronte. Humphries comes to his aid and rescues the puck too. We've got a penalty coming up against the Ice. Here's Davies now. Back now here to Words, and he fires and it dribbled. And it was off the skates. Didn't get a clean blade of his stick on it. Davies fires to O'Kane. He fans on the shot, and it's touched finally by Hoddick. And a penalty coming up against the Melbourne Ice. It looks like Anderson is the offender, and a pivotal power play for the Mustangs.
What do we see here? We see a slash. It's not there.
I think it was just after this.
Yep.
Wasn't in this exchange.
No, I think you're right.
No,
Yeah,
there's the hook.
yeah. But for the Melbourne Ice, one of the key players that would have been on the penalty kill is in the penalty box.
What we're seeing here with the Mustangs is they're moving the puck, more important, they're head manning the puck. In other words, the puck can move faster than the player, they're moving it quick. It's good.
So now it's the Mustangs have it. Ferguson at the point. Fires, shoots, shot that was blocked. Kalishnikov's. Back out towards Ferguson. Kalishnikov fires, shoots, puck spills free. The scramble at the crease. Another save, couple of saves there by James. 2 superb scramblings. They make that a 3rd. And while they say your goaltender is your best penalty killer, and Michael James lived up to that, that was insane.
That was game on there. It was all going on.
Probably the only thing the Mustangs did wrong in the end. They probably should have attempted to go high.
Well, it was scrambling. No, I don't think they had the opportunity to. There wasn't enough space.
They can see here 1 save.
2.
Then a couple of Mustangs can raffle
3.
there the second.
4. 5. 5.
Wow. And then Ferguson had a go at the end there. So Mikey James coming up big. Here's Marcus Wong now. Throws this the length of the ice, and Toivonen comes out. Signals his troops on. 7 minutes remaining here in period number 3. 1:20 left on the penalty here to Anderson for hooking. Here's Kalashnikov's in over the line. A little bit too fancy, and the puck prodded away from him. O'Kane's going to have to go back and retrieve it here for the men in orange, black and white.
The Mustangs want their mosquito fleet out here. The movers.
Here's Davies.
He's one of them.
Just chipped out there. Fleming has the puck in his skates. Dished it out just in time. Here's Kalashnikovs, moves it across. There for Ferguson. Ferguson did well to evade the check. Ferguson drops this off to Davies, gains the high slot. Davies delays. Oh, what a save by James! Save of the game there from Mikey James, denying Davies glove side with the pad. And he keeps it at 4-3. Mustangs still have the puck here on the power play. 40 seconds of it remaining. A shot there from Kalashnikovs. And McDowell appealing for a penalty in front of the net. But Mikey James, wow, did he come up big on that stop.
You're calling it, Steve, and you're calling it perfectly right. Great bit of keeping from Mr. James.
Look, Davies did the right things delaying. Oh, it was the toe of the skate. Unbelievable.
Is Michael James having the best minute and a half of his career?
It's not bad.
He's going to have to ask for a contract off the end of this. Well, I'd have to see rebound control.
Although I think most goalies will be giving up rebounds with some of these shots and the traffic in front of them.
So 37 seconds remaining. Here's Robertson, just a touch on now here to Humphries, top of the circle. Thought about the shot. Robertson goes it back to Humphries. There's 28 seconds remains here on the power play for the Mustangs.
We've got to set up McMahon here for the shot.
Here's Anderson now, deep in the corner. Threw it behind, a bit of indecision there for the Mustangs. They're going to lose this power play opportunity if they don't get another couple of shots off. Here's Jones to McMahon. Jones walking his shot and loses on the side of the net. Oh, Gurney, they score! They score, it's tied. Mitch Humphries, his second goal of the game. And could you believe it? It's 4-4.
Yeah, I could, because it's what is happening. Humphries has provided a big spark.
And dare you say, Michael James can only do so much.
Yeah, no, not his fault. Absolutely not his fault. Well, no one can take sustained pressure, and that's what we wanted the Mustangs to bring this period, and they've brought it. So all credit to them. And it was the absolute fear of Melbourne Ice was the third period. They'd run out of legs and be stagnant. That's what's happened.
It has. And the Mice win the face-off, but they turn it over straight away. Here's a chance for the Mustangs. McDowell couldn't capitalise, though. In fact, it was O'Kane. Now Corbett. So the veteran just dumps it in.
But that's what they've got to do, dump and run.
And that's a big hit there, but there's going to be no call. Play on, much to discuss the Mustangs bench. In fact, there will be a call now because the player's injured, so play's going to be stopped, but I don't think it's going to be a penalty.
See, O'Kane came straight in to challenge Graham there.
And that's, I've never seen that before from O'Kane.
No, I haven't either.
Absolutely, since the Royal Commission, the Pope's been on this.
Boy, yeah, that was the meter rule comes into effect there. And O'Kane came straight in.
But it was also just it was an awkward way he landed as well. I don't think the intention was to hit him that hard. I think it was just the way, it was an awkward landing.
Yeah, it was an awkward landing.
But did Erzen touch the puck, though? That's the question there.
As well.
Yeah, I couldn't see from there. So
but you know what? I'm just so impressed with Pat O'Kane coming up there and letting the world know.
Yeah.
Now, where's the face-off meant to be?
Now, all of a sudden, the Melbourne Ice bench are going off chops in unison.
Well, I'd be going off chops. I don't know why the face-off's way down here.
So, neutral zone face-off, and it's going to be, well, won by the Ice eventually. So, Corbett. Pass looking for Anderson, couldn't find him. Ferguson makes the blue line. James with the save.
What?
And they'll stop play.
What Melbourne Ice have got to do is they've got to make sure they play a forward high. He's got to play back.
Yeah, Erzen didn't touch the puck.
No, he didn't.
I think that's what they're appealing for. I mean,
he's okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that's going to be the image of the weekend. I think Pat O'Kane.
Yeah.
Go on, let's go, buddy.
To a player that's about foot tall then.
No, I really admire that from Pat.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure Sean O'Kane is going to be on the phone later after the game.
Toivonen plays the puck and he's turned it over. Chance now for Delsar looking there for Fleming. Couldn't find him. Well, he could find him, but he couldn't get a shot over. It's going to be a penalty.
No, to Delsar.
And it's against Delsar. So things, this game, and dare I say, this total defence is falling apart for the Melbourne Ice.
And watch out for McDowell here. He's going to be stupid. Give one away.
So interference is a call, I think, on that. Yeah, it is. Okay.
You know what?
I didn't see it.
No, but let's have a look first.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
It's there. Yeah, good call. Good call.
It is cool.
A pretty obvious one.
Yeah, because with 4:50 on the clock, 4-4, the refs will put the whistle away if the guys play hockey.
and the team that's conceded 3 goals straight as well. So things are looking grim now for the Ice, and from the face-off, it's won by the Mustangs. Kalishnikovs on the half wall. Let's go back to the point to Ferguson. Kalishnikovs decided against the shot. At the blue line, looking for the switch, gets a shot away. So Ferguson at the point, looking for the angle. Goes to the slot, turned over, chance now for Lawrence, he'll go solo. Lawrence trying to cut in the middle lane, and in the end, numbers went out for the Mustangs.
Oh, it's good back checking by Lawrence, though. That is just sensational play by Lawrence.
He got away with a slash there.
Don't matter.
Now Fleming. Fleming on his own. Drives, shoots, fires, and the shot was blocked by the big man Kalishnikov. Pass looking for Anderson. Well, in there it was a shot, probably should have gone towards Anderson. Kalishnikovs and Anderson. Anderson's done well for the Ice. The team on the penalty kill. Pro looking for Anderson. Poke ticked away from him by McMahon. Pro gets it back. Now McMahon, the captain of the Mustangs.
Oh, okay.
Gets a shot away. The shot, though, was wide. Mustangs get there first through Ferguson. He's tied up by Graham. As Anderson support, Mustangs win the puck. Now it's McMahon. Back to the blue line to Davies.
Who's got the shot here?
They're just looking for an opening at the moment, the visitors. So Davies just strolls in and shoots well wide. So McMahon into the corner. McMahon gets out towards Ferguson. Time running out in the power play. Get a shot away. Shot in the end was wide, but I had the feeling that if Taylor kept going in that online, James would have had that one covered.
Yes, they killed it well, Melbourne Ice.
They've still got to kill it. They've got 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, well, they can tie this up on the draw. Wow, these are 2 different teams from the first period. I can tell you, this has been a good game since halfway, about a third of the way through the second period.
And Mustangs are called a timeout.
Yep. Well, to the benefit of Melbourne Ice there, because they need to breathe deep on their shortened bench because they've shortened it. I can tell you they're playing a line and a half at the moment.
If that.
Yeah, yeah.
1.1 of a line.
Yeah, that's interesting tactically there from Maxime Perront. But like I said, you've got an opposition that on the PK are looking pretty flat. You just look at Liam Webster there, and you've called the timeout.
Yeah.
You've given the opposition a bit of a breather.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they've done. However, the coach is confident that for the Mustangs that they can pull something from this. I think it plays into Melbourne Ice's hands.
So 5 seconds left on the penalty to cast Del Sar for interference.
And have a look at this. Have a look at this lineup for the Mustangs. Humphries, O'Kane, Davies. Bit of speed out there. Ferguson, who's on the other point there?
You've got Robertson and Kalishnikov. So you got a cannon and Troy Robertson who knows where to put the puck. So I will call. I'll probably go straight back to Kalishnikovs and he'll rifle one on net as Davies. Well, didn't win the draw on that occasion. As Webster flings this one around the kick plate and Robertson's going to have to retrieve it. And that's going to be not icing because it was still 5 on 4. 2:40 to go. It's a 4-4 hockey game. And almost a deja vu of sorts of the first Melbourne Derby of the year as Humphrey shakes that check off. The puck comes all the way back out to the neutral zone, picked up here by Robertson, just blindly threw that across the ice with Fleming the lone hand on the forecheck for the Melbourne Ice as that one was sent in front as Jones was just making his way onto the ice. Picked up by Fleming. Robertson did enough to with the shoulder. Great save by Toivonen, and well, that was an opportunity there for the Ice.
Because Toivonen hasn't had a lot to do, and he got down there, he read it well.
Let's have a look at Fleming. I mean, the rest of his team was changing up, but didn't give up on the forecheck.
No, he didn't, and Toivonen was equal to the task.
Toivonen's only had to make a handful of saves this period, vis-a-vis the first and second, but most of the action's been at Michael James' end. However, 2:16 to go.
Anderson getting his puck back to Cotting.
It's Graham. That puck trickles through to Toivonen. He prods it out now here to McDowell, who slaps this one off the boards. Marcus Wong puts it right back in, and McCoy's going to have to go back and get it here for the Mustangs. Sends it back around to McDowell and on to Ferguson. He's got Jones on the other wing with him. Nice chip and chase there from Ferguson. Crow's going to beat him to it, though, but Ferguson's done well to force the issue. Jones throws the shoulder. McCoy pitches in and keeps it alive. Throws it on net, but it was cut off And the Ice have the puck in the neutral zone, albeit temporarily as they give possession away. And 100 seconds remaining here in regulation before the shootout beckons. Ferguson will drop it back over the blue line. The Mustangs will have to get a decent zone entry once again. Back now here to Ferguson, crosses the line, held up by Bronte, and he did well to poke that one all the way back to the defensive zone for the Mustangs. McCoy has to hot-foot it. Fleming's beaten him to it. Fleming still got the puck, cuts to the slot. The trailer here is Bronte. Oh, and it's Luton's front. Oh, and Bronte had the best chance there to send the Ice in front. And that shot is deflected through as McMahon gets muscled into the net. And, oh, fans want a penalty.
Yeah, I agree.
And play continues. Here's Webster. It's sent across the ice. McCoy prods at it. A minute remaining here. It scores even. Lawrence throws one in there. That hit McMahon up high and gloved down here by Ferguson. Ferguson roofs the puck out where we got a bit of a... Oh, we got an issue here in front of the door as Jones, I think, was just trying to change, and he was pushed over there by Fleming. He was just out a shot in front of the Mustangs bench.
Didn't pick it up.
Fleming's
Fleming's going to the penalty box. So it's
Fleming's upset about something. There was a tangle in front of the Mustangs. We kept that on the replay, perhaps, but
see what we've got.
So here's the push. Yeah, that was Delsar and McMahon, and then the stick of Delsar in the shoulder there of McMahon.
Just trying to get away.
Thought he was about to perform a Mayan sacrifice ritual the way
it looks like it's going to be coincidentals as well. So whatever's come out of that, there's we're going to get coincidentals out of it. With 56 seconds remaining, 4-all.
Oh, this has brought the crowd alive.
It most certainly has. Fleming still doesn't look like he's a happy camper.
No, he's not.
Unless he's after some equipment, but
this will also play into Melbourne Ice's hands. They can take a deep breath.
They probably need it, actually.
Helmet they're asking for.
Just waiting for the helmet to come out. So again, it gives a tired Melbourne Ice lineup a little bit of extra time.
Here we go. See the other play here, right in front.
So it's at the bottom of the screen. It's just a bit of a tangle there. And unfortunately, you don't see much beyond that. So
See if there's anything happens after that.
I think there might be a little bit after it. But what we've got is 4-on-4. So the Ice opens up with 56 seconds remaining, and the Ice do win the face-off. Pro gets out towards Webster, looking for Lawrence, sends that one into the corner. McMahon lead the race for the Mustangs. So roughing penalties. It's Jones and Fleming. Now McMahon, the captain of the Mustangs. Just tries to cut the middle lane, has a bit of space to work with. James offers up the rebound, then with his sixers bats it away. 28 seconds remaining.
It's got to happen now from Webster bringing it out.
So Webster to Anderson. Fires, batted away there by Toivonen, and that is back netting.
Toivonen was happy to do that on purpose.
And I agree with Pete that in terms of points, well, both teams, I think, need 6 points from this weekend, to be honest. So I don't think in many ways a shootout works for either side.
No, it doesn't.
Best game of the year, I think, certainly the second half of the game.
It's been very good.
And we could still have some more drama.
Oh, we will.
Face-off, attacking zone for the Ice, but it's the Mustangs who win the face-off. They've lost the puck. Lawrence along the half wall. Sends that one in the corner, 10 seconds remaining. Anderson to the slot, nobody was home. It's going to be cleared away, yes it will. Here's a chance now for Davies. Will he get there in time? Goes out wide, shot, and puck's free, and Davies couldn't get there in time. And I reckon Melbourne Ice fans with memories going back to the Newcastle game had their hearts in their mouths.
Yeah, they do. Well, the crowd have got their money's worth out of this game, that's for sure. The Mustangs' comeback in that period was nothing short of sensational. They were well and truly beaten at the end of the second period, and they just brought it back and said, no, we're going to stamp ourselves into this game, and they did so.
And we can look back now and say they're killing the penalty early, which I think was at the start. They started on the penalty kill. Killing that penalty, how important that proved to be, because if they had been scored on, all of a sudden it becomes 5-1, and that's a very big hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah, correct. Tell you what, there's a few players I've been very impressed with tonight, though, and on the top of my list, I mean, James in the net just had a sensational third period, but, you know, and this is not my Melbourne Ice bias coming out here, but Bronte there on defence, that young boy, Jesus. He played a ripper.
Yeah, that's the brother of Tyrone we saw last year as well.
Yeah.
They're a fine hockey siblings, those two blokes. Looks like they're going to be real
absolutely.
prospect.
Good pedigree.
But Melbourne Ice will shoot first in the shootout, and Dylan Lawrence will go first for the Melbourne Ice up against Alexi Toivonen.
We could be here for a while.
Potentially, I think this game kind of deserves that drama, doesn't it? So Lawrence up first for the Melbourne Ice. And
he's done it.
He's done it. No, denied.
Oh, Toivonen, how did you do that? I thought it was buried.
Same here. I thought Lawrence completely undressed Toivonen, but Alexi said, well, you know what? Anything you can do, I can do better.
Have we got a retake, have we? No, okay. I thought they were having a conversation there. But let's have a look at that save again.
Look at this. I thought...
Oh, my word. That is unbelievable from Alexi Toivonen.
Yeah, it was, because he was not going with the puck.
And Brett Ferguson to shoot now here for the Mustangs v Mikey James.
No.
Oh, and a save there from James. Just looks at it casually, flicks it back to centre ice, and we're nothing in the first round.
Ferguson did everything well there as he's skating in, which we'll probably get to see again. What he does just could have done a little bit better. He stops. And that was his moment where James said, I know exactly where that puck can go. On that angle, he only had one opportunity left. Ooh, Webster on this will be dangerous.
So Liam Webster goes out wide, goes slowly, says his option, and then Toivonen denies him.
Yeah, again, the mistake made by Liam there as he's come in is that he's stopped. You've got to have the momentum and keep the arc happening. Right here. Toivonen's up for it. He's in so far, there's no room, there's no space, there's no angle.
So Ben Davies up to shoot next.
He's a man that skates fast. I don't think he'll stop.
Third of the Mosquito fleet here for the Mustangs v Mikey James. And he scores! Oh, what a move there from Ben Davies, and he's put his team 1-0 up in the shootout.
He was moving that puck around like it was on a swivel. 1, 2, 3. Just cutting around. Oh, Mikey James tried to get across.
So Dylan Anderson must score to keep the Melbourne Ice in this shootout. Charges in, goes out wide, and is denied, and the Mustangs take the win. They come back from 4-1 down, and they keep their season alive.
Unbelievable. Great effort from the Mustangs. Great effort. They were gone for love and the money at the end of the second period. They got out of jail.
For the second time in a row this season.
Yep. But more importantly, they deserved it. But Melbourne Ice, they can take some solitude from this. They're playing with a short team. They've got Matt Armstrong and Tommy Powell to come back. And some injuries there. We've got Chris Wong. We've got who's
Jack Carpenter.
Baxi to come back as well. Jack Carpenter.
But also what it means is Melbourne Ice are now on a very unheard of 6-game losing streak.
Yep. I'm telling you, 1996.
So tomorrow the Mustangs, they take on the Sydney Ice Dogs, and they'll be looking to take a bit of momentum, and that's an important thing when you finish off a third period. Well, you take momentum into your next game, and they'll need it against a very good Sydney Ice Dogs team.
Yeah.
The Melbourne Ice, well, they have 24 hours to ponder what happened as they take on the Ice Dogs on Sunday.
I don't want to be sitting in that change room now with Oz Melbourne Ice. There'll be a few things slammed against the wall, I would suggest.
So to wrap things up here from Friday Night Hockey at O'Brien Group Arena, it is the Mustangs that come from behind 5-4 shootout victory over the Melbourne Ice. My name's Michael Clough, on behalf of my co-commentator Steve White and Paul Jaff Watson. We'll see you tomorrow.